Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is Dr. DeChavo. I am your instructor for Advanced Pathophysiology, Nursing 604. Welcome to the course. I like to do a video to go over the course to make you a little more comfortable with navigating the course. It is very well organized, I have to say, with all the help of tech support and designers. But I think for me, a video and some visual with auditory kind of ties a package in together as to how the course is going to be run. This is a fully online course. I, however, will be on emails all the time. I don't really make formal office hours because it's so hard to catch each other. We have all such different hours. But I'm on my emails. I return them every single day. I really do. And also, if you really need to talk, just shoot me an email and we could set up a time at that point. So I kind of have like floating office hours per se. Okay, but I really love to support my students. I am here for you. No question is a silly question. Always feel free to reach out. So let's go over the general format of the class. So here is the general course schedule. Just to sort of summarize it and give you a once over. I will send this to you in your announcements as well. And this breaks it down so you have a once-over look at all the weeks. It's only 8 weeks. You can do anything for 8 weeks, right? Okay, so you can see here, basically, every week you'll have a quiz and a case study. The case study directions are very specific. The rubric or the grading is very specific. What I can tell you is, if you open up that rubric, follow the rubrics, every time you will get all of your points. Every time I grade them, I open the rubrics, I follow it, give you your points when you fulfill those rubrics. The rubrics are basically the directions on how to complete the case study. You'll get your points, okay? The quizzes are 10-point quizzes, and those will be done through ExamSoft, which you should be familiar with. So every week, other than week 4 and 8, you'll have a quiz and a case study. Boom, done. The case studies will take me about 2 weeks to get back to you, because I let you finish them for the week, and then it usually takes me, since I'm doing this part-time, a little bit of time to get to them. But don't worry, by the end of 2 weeks after, I'll get them done, if not a bit earlier. Okay? Now, week 4, you'll have a midterm. That midterm will be 50 questions. The final will be 50 questions. So the breakdown for the course, as you'll probably see when you peruse the syllabus, I won't go over that with you. I know you guys can kind of do that on your own. It's not super heavy on the exams. There's a nice breakdown between the case studies, the quizzes, and the exams for you guys, okay? Because I know there's only 2 exams. I didn't want it to be too heavy on that, so we designed it to break it out a little bit for you. All right, so that's a once-over for the course itself as to its schedule. Looking at the course and Engage, there is weekly announcements that I will send to you every Friday. And those are going to be pretty much just emphasizing what's already in the course as to what is due every week, because you can see here, I don't know if I can bring up my drawing tools, not popping up. Here we go. Got it. Okay, you can see here, Module 1, each module correlates to the week. So Module 1 is week 1. That'll be January 20th to 26th. You open that folder, that's what you complete for the week. But I will send you a weekly announcement saying what's due for the week as well, just to help keep you on track. Getting started gives you, course objectives, your syllabus. I'm going to send that out with this announcement so you can have it. The course schedule. Ask the professor. Guys, I really don't use that. I'm sorry. I already have so many emails that I look at. I check my emails all the time though. So if you have a question, feel totally free to email me. Just if you put it here in the Ask the Professor, I may not catch it. Okay, so shoot me an email instead. Student Lounge, that's up to you if you guys want to hang out in the lounge together. Okay, assignment support. This tells you how to use ExamSoft. which is where you will take your quizzes. There are the rubrics for your case studies. Okay, so please make sure you open those. Follow the rubrics. They're totally explained for you for the case studies, because like I said, I open them, I follow it right along. If you don't know how to use VoiceThread or Peer Exchange, those are the vehicles through which we do the case studies. You could go on and get the instructions in there if you need that help to review how to use those, but I believe you've already used them in a previous course. Online exam proctoring. It's super important that you set up for Examity when we ask you to do so. Creating the account, we're going to kind of walk you through with several emails. Creating the scheduling your exam and taking your exam. Utica College pays for this proctoring system, so we need to have everyone scheduled when we ask you to get scheduled, and then to stay within that time that you have scheduled your exam. Okay, so really make sure you think ahead and schedule appropriately. The midterm and the final will be given on the Friday of week 4, the midterm, and the Friday of week 8 will be the final. Okay, so, I mean, of course, if something, absolutely massive happens, email me, but, it's got to be kind of a massive event to change that scheduling. It can't be like, I got scheduled for second shift. Okay, so really schedule appropriately. Make sure it's at a time when you can get there. You always take the midterm and the final through Examity. Okay, so make a mental note of that. Okay, through Examity. ExamSoft is where you'll take your quizzes. You don't need a proctor for your quizzes. You need the proctors for the midterm and the final. Okay, and those are the announcements that I'll send to you to help walk you through that. All right, and then we move into the weekly work. Doesn't look too bad, right? It won't be too bad. You'll be all right. The best advice I can give you guys is to do exactly what I tell you. Okay? Every week, keep up with the work. There's 2 chapters a week with this compressed schedule, except for the midterm and the final week. You're welcome very much. You have 1 chapter those weeks because I wanted to ease up for you a little bit. So make sure you get through the information given to you every week. How do you study? It's all in the notes. That's where I take all the exam questions from and the lectures. So however best you memorize material. For me, I print off the notes. I watch the lecture videos. I write down things I don't understand. I look them up. If I can't figure it out, shoot us an email. That's what we're here for, and we'll get back to you. At that point then, I go back in the notes and I sit with every PowerPoint until I can picture it in my head. If you can picture it in your head, you know it. If you could teach it to someone, you really know you know it. That's how much you need to know this material. Now, you'll see when you open up the PowerPoint notes, there's a lot. Don't panic. I've explained a lot of the material. So you may have 10 PowerPoints on one topic. And I'm not going to pick like the nittiest little minutia. I try to get really, I want you to know these concepts. I want you to know the material to support the concepts. I'm not going to pick the most obscure topic and pick the most obscure fact about it. Know the content, know the concepts, and how to support those concepts. Okay? All right. So in week 1, we have VoiceThread, sort of, hi, how you doing? Module 1, reading and media, are your PowerPoints. The PowerPoints are known as slide decks for this. You can open them and you'll be able to print them. I do really well when I take notes because then I could write down the pages it's on, the PowerPoint it's on. I could look things up, make a note of it. So that's helpful for me. So you can print these off with 3 slides per page. And that's nice because it'll give you lines to take notes on it. And once you get into the course, we are also going to have videos that correlate, just like what I'm creating for you now, where you'll be able to hear what I'm saying, and I'll give you stories and I give you videos to support those concepts. Okay, so for week 1, we have chapter 1, chapter 13. You'll print those notes, watch those videos. And I even got, when I was getting my doctoral program, because I was in the same boat as you guys, you know, trying to memorize a ton of material, I literally would print the notes. Well, back then you just took notes. It was old time. It was a long time ago, my friends. Anyway, I would print the notes, and I got so super organized that I would say, okay, I have 50 pages of notes for this week. I'm going to do 10 a day and memorize the crap out of them. I won't give you that many pages. There might be that many. There's at least that many PowerPoints, I hate to tell you. But, you know, I would memorize 10 a day, move on to the next 10, move on to the next 10, because you also don't want to get stuck on a topic. I ask questions throughout the notes evenly. If we spend a lot of time on one topic, it doesn't mean I'm going to have more questions on that topic. It means it's harder to understand. So don't get locked into one topic. Make sure you get through the notes evenly. So you might want to organize it where every day you spend an hour on those 10 pages of notes, or however many pages, you know, or if you want a day off, you know, adjust accordingly. That worked really well for me in my doctoral program. So just as a sidebar. Okay. So these videos, you'll hear me mention in the video lectures that I created for you that there's additional videos. These are usually very short, but just to break it up, well, this one's 8 minutes, but you can still watch it. I'm going to pause it. Give me just a second here. There are things that I think visually were helpful. It's somebody else talking rather than me, blah, 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 the whole time. And I just found that they were good little refreshers that I found for you. And let me give you another tip. When you are doing these videos on YouTube, you can increase the speed. So suppose you're like, okay, good, I've got cell membranes, I understand it, but I still want to watch it. Playback speed. Super fast. Boom. I know, you guys are like exactly like me, right? You're like, I just say 4 minutes. Well, that's probably where we all are right now. Okay.
Picture of our cell.
So it's a little bit fast, but if you sort of know this, you can buzz right through it. Okay, so these supplemental videos, I just think are fun little things to just give you a different viewpoint, to think about things a little bit differently. Okay, so there's videos, and then I gave you some illustrations for things. Like here's a karyotype, cleavage lines that plastic surgeons use to help minimize scarring. And then you guys know what that one is, I hope. And if you don't, you'll figure it out because you should know it. I'm just kidding. It's dermatomes. You guys know that. Okay. So back to module 1. So far we have in the modules, because I know your head's probably starting to spin, introduction, learning objectives, learning activities. That's going to be where your PowerPoints are, the extra videos, the extra pictures. Here are the videos that I created for you. You can see they're organized. You can click on one. They're generally about half an hour. And in these videos too, this is super fun. There's questions. Okay, so let me pause this. Okay, you can also, with that same feature with YouTube, you can go to YouTube and increase the speed. You will not get the questions though. You need to stay on this screen in order to get the questions. So in every video, not every one, there's a couple we don't. Most of the videos that I created for you, where you see these little dots here, about halfway and at the end. 1 second. So right here and right here are questions you have to answer. So I find those are helpful for me because I tend to, we're all so busy. You have so much on your mind, you space out a little bit. These little questions help you to stay focused because you know you're going to have to answer them. So as the video plays, you get closer.
Pause for a minute here and think about this question.
So you're going to have to answer this question. Now, please let me know if some of these do not seem correct to you. Some of them were not keyed in correctly by the people that created them for us. We tried to correct them in the summer. I haven't been through them again. If something doesn't seem right, shoot me an email. Okay? You answer that question, then you move on. Oh, you can actually do the playback rate. There it is right there, if you want to go through things a little quicker. I also use the increased playback rate when I'm reviewing. So I'll go through it once, study it. You could play it again at double speed and see what you remember. You could even close your eyes and see if you remember it. It's a good, helpful tool. These videos are just worth so much. So helpful. Okay, so closing that down. Okay, so go through, watch the videos, and then we have these really cool flashcards. And these flashcards, the questions in these flashcards are not graded, but they are super helpful. So this is one of the pictures that you'll have to review in the video lecture. You'll have to come in and answer these questions. The more that you can study and look at things from different viewpoints, the more it solidifies it in your brain. So all of these extra activities are helpful for that purpose. Okay. And then you have your case study. There's directions here. And then you have your Module 1 quiz, which will be taken in ExamSoft. The Module 1 quizzes, I will send you the link. Oh, I forget the exact times. I don't want to tell you the wrong times. I have different due dates in different classes. I believe I send you the link Thursday and it's due on Friday, but I'll send that to you in the weekly announcements. Don't worry about that. You'll take that through ExamSoft. And that's the general gist of all the modules. So as you come into Module 2, set up exactly the same. Module 3, same. Module 4 is different because we have the midterm. When you come in here, you'll have the introduction, learning objectives, learning activities, or your PowerPoints, any pictures or videos that are supplemental. And yes, you're welcome. There's only 3 lectures that week. I did intentionally do that to try to help you, so you have a little more time to study. Now, flashcards we talked about, but I do want to mention there was 1 or 2 that were incorrect last semester as well. We tried to correct them. If there's any problems that don't seem quite right, shoot me an email, and I'll get that to you. Now, week 4 is midterm exam. Week 8 is going to be fashioned similarly to week 4. You'll only have 1 chapter, shorter lectures, you won't have a quiz, and you won't have a case study. And for both of them, if you were to click on this midterm exam, it gives you the directions. So you're going to have 90 minutes for them, only 1 attempt. For the midterm and the final on week 4 and week 8, they will open Friday at 12:01 a.m. and it must be completed by Saturday at 2 a.m. So that gives you, 6 hours to complete that. It says quiz, it's an exam. Must be taken using Exemplify. Remember to follow the directions for that, okay? And don't go into ExamSoft. That's the only problem we've had with the proctoring, is that people have gone into ExamSoft and not Exemplify to take it, okay? Gosh, and I think that is just about the sum of the course. You're going to blink, it'll be over, guys. It goes so fast. Covers announcement, I'm just looking to make sure. Getting started, the proctoring, and then the 8 weeks with the weekly content. First and foremost, we are here for you. If you have questions or concerns, we're happy to help. If you need any further information, please let me know. I hope you have a fantastic semester. I will be sending you weekly emails telling you what to update if there's any changes, and welcome to the course. Thank you. This is Dr. DeShavo. Let me know if you need any help, and have a great day.